All we ever did in literature.
Okay, so let's review our exponent rules. Today we're looking at letters or variables. So variables are just a fancy word for letters. Okay. It makes it somewhat easier because then you just focus on not using your calculator, that's where your focus should be. So first one, x2 times x3. Your work would be 2 plus 3, which equals x exponent 5. Okay. Number 2, x5 divided by x cubed. Then your work would be x exponent 5 minus 3, which is x exponent 2. Next one, x2 all to the exponent 3. What do you get there?
X6.
Good. 2 times 3. So you're going to get x6. Okay. Now, one of those, an extension of that, which sometimes you guys screw up on, so you have x6 over y, all to the power of 2. You multiply to the top, whoops, 6 times 2, pardon me. And don't forget the bottom as well, 1 times 2. A lot of you sometimes forget about that 1 exponent on the y. So you should get x12 over y2. Okay. So watch out for fractions. Number 4, you're going to get, I don't know, negative, I like this one. This is my favorite. Negative x0. What does that equal? 1, negative 1, I don't know, Mr. Berger.
1 because the negative doesn't belong to
That's
x.
right. Okay. This is your base. This has nothing to do with it, so it stays there. And then you get a value of 1.
Negative of x.
Exactly. Okay, so just be careful for the exponent 0 and your brackets and what they mean. Last one would be x to the negative 2. You have to fix that by making a positive exponent, which means fraction. Okay. Now, that being said, another example, what if you're already in a fraction? Then what do you get? Then you get x squared positive, so you just flip it out. Now, what if you get this? x6y over w, and let's say that y has a negative 2 on there. And let's make it a little more complicated. This is a negative 3.
You would put the y at the bottom.
So the first thing, we'll look at this negative exponent or this one. You can't do them at the same time. That doesn't work. So what we're going to do, let's just flip the whole thing first and get rid of the outside negative. So when I flip it, I'm not flipping it because of the y, the exponent of the y, I'm flipping it because of the 3, and that should be a positive 3 on the outside. Then, to correct the y, I have to flip it, and only it. So it should be wy squared over x6, all to the exponent 3. Okay? So you're not going to do 2 negatives at once. 1 at a time, please. And only the base with the negative exponent gets switched. Okay. All right.
So technically, you could just make the y.
Yeah. Don't. But only for this question. So just think about the rule 1 at a time. Okay. Brings me to a good point. Some of you didn't do as good as you would have liked on this last quiz. Okay, so number 1, x exponent 7. Number 2, y exponent 8. Number 3, a exponent 6. Number 4, I like to write this one out because you guys often forget what the work is. So you multiply your exponents. It doesn't just move inside, you multiply your exponents. X squared over 4 squared, x squared over 16. Okay? Now, if you get questions like 1, 2, and 3, I don't mind if you go right to the answer. Harder questions like 4, I like to show a bit of work. Now, 4 and 5 are very similar, so please do 5 and try number 6. 5 and 6, go. So here, 2 times 2, b 4 times 2, a to the exponent of 4, b 8. Okay. Number 6, you're dividing, so we subtract 3 minus 2, 2 minus 4, so that equals a exponent 1, b negative 2. That's not a final answer though. What's your final answer? Leo? Good. So you got to take the b, and only the b, because it has a negative exponent, and move that base b to the bottom. And people got number 6.
Why would you put it on the bottom? To get rid of it.
Exactly. So you go from a negative exponent, which you're not allowed, to a positive one, which you are. Okay, number 7. Now 7 and 6 are very, very similar. Go. So follow your rule and do your subtraction. Oops. So x is the base, and you're dividing, so you subtract negative 2 minus negative 3. And on the y, negative 5 minus negative 7. So it's negative 2 plus 3, negative 5 plus 7. So here we get x, y squared. Final answer. Okay, so be careful, just follow your rule through. Okay, question number 8. Now we have some numbers. Okay, so when you have your numbers, you can treat this as a fraction, 36 over 12. And if you put that into lowest terms, it would be 3 over 1. You can also treat it as a division, 36 divided by 12, because it works out to 3. Okay. Now if you had something like 6 over 18, you reduce that to lowest terms as 1/3. Then sometimes you'll get letters up top. Okay, if it works out to be a negative 4, you would fix that for the next step. Okay. So let's try number, sorry, what?
Is that your final answer?
Well, this wouldn't be, not for this question. This is just the first part. So you looked at your number, right? Most of you should be able to do that as a fraction, 3, and then you do your subtractions. When you're doing your subtractions, it always ends at the top of your fraction. Okay, so go ahead, see what you can do. I think so. So 3 is the number. On the m, it's 3 minus 0, n, 4 minus 2. So it's going to be 3 m cubed n squared. Final answer. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's do the next one now. For 9, you're going to multiply your numbers, multiply your a's, and multiply your b's. So multiply your numbers, multiply your a's, multiply your b's. Go ahead. So 15, a 3 plus 4, b 2 minus 2. 15a7, b0. 15a7 times what? What's the value of b0? 1. So what is 15a7 times 1? 15a7. So the b doesn't disappear, it becomes a value of 1. Okay, big difference. Nothing disappears. The value is a 1. Okay. Now 10 is going to be full meal deal. So what we have to do for this question, you have to get an answer on the top and an answer on the bottom, and then you can do your division. So the first thing is to simplify the top and the bottom. For the bottom, it's that outside exponent you have to be careful of. Okay, so simplify the top and the bottom. Go. Okay, so most of you are at this step probably. 24A4. 5 B9 C13 over 2 cubed A12 B6 C cubed. Is that correct? Okay. Now, 2 cubed, you can fix it at this point. What's the value of 2 cubed? 8, right? 2 times 2 times 2. So now you're ready to do your division. Okay. So divide your numbers, divide your letters, and make sure when you divide your letters, you subtract your exponents. 24 divided by 8 is 3. On the A's, when you subtract, you get -7. B, you get 3. C, you get 10. So your final answer, you must fix A so that it has a positive exponent. Dividing, so you subtract. Okay? Devin?
How do you get 8? I was lost.
Sorry, A or 8, 2 cubed. Remember on the 2, your exponent is a 1 right here. And so when you multiply your exponents together, it's 1 times 3. 2 cubed, which is value of 8. Okay? So before you do your work with your numbers, you have to actually evaluate your numbers. Okay? Okay, number 11. Multiply your numbers and then simplify your Q exponent. Go. No. What's 5 times 2? 5 times 2. Where'd you get your 3 from? So it should be 40 Q exponent 8. Okay. So your homework for you guys is there's a worksheet that I'm going to hand out. Okay. I want you to do numbers 29 to 59 odd. That'll probably take you about 15 minutes, maybe 20. Okay, for that, the bare minimum is to write down the question. Now, if you're kind of shaky on this, you should show your work. But some of you guys are really strong on this. Not all of you, though. Not yet. So you should show your work and then the answer. Okay? There's a second worksheet that's in your notes. So it's in your handout. So it's in your unit package at the end. It says worksheet variables. For that one, I want you to do, can I see it for a second, Keelan?
Oh, it is. Oh, goodness. Can we just do like the left hand side of it? Can we just do like 1 to 10? Do it all.
Let's do all the evens, okay? And that's like the first page on that, you're going to be cruise through it. Worksheet variables, I want you to do the evens. There are some harder ones on that, okay? Let me hand out your first part of your homework to you then. Hey, you'll want to do this first. The reason why I made this worksheet up is because you need more practice. Okay? So this is going to be a little more repetitive practice, so really focusing on some of your weaker spots. Whereas the other worksheet is a little more on-ish. You want to warm up first, okay?
What number? Yeah, 15 minutes of just to let you